Hey, what's good, everyone? David here. Welcome to the Demon Appreciation Podcast, episode 28. Goddamn, I was afraid of forgetting the name. It's been quite a while. Mid-June was our last episode, and it was talking about if we were going to get P5R on Switch. Can you believe that? Welcome
Dude, it's crazy.
Welcome, my co-host, King Narukami 45. Thank you so much for being here, friend. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me again, Mr. 13,400 subscribers. Congrats to you. That's a lot. So you've really grown a lot lately on here. So I appreciate you thinking about the little people like me and bringing me on still.
Come on, you're the co-host, but thanks for the kind words, dude. And by the way, you guys, King's at almost at 2,000 subscribers. Final push. If you want to check him out, all his socials are in the description of the stream, so you can check him out once we're done with this show. Great reviews today. Great reviews last week with P5R. Yeah. 2 reviews.
Oh yeah.
Want to talk about them a little bit?
It's almost like it's a good game.
I think it might be. Twitter told me otherwise, but I think it might be.
Twitter will tell you just any fucking thing now. The people with the worst shitty opinions get on there. And
they don't talk right if they have something good to say. Well, if we're talking trash though, that's the place.
Right.
Yeah, I want to talk about your content a little bit, what you have coming.
What content?
I mean, you tell me.
Had a couple of reviews for P5R drop this past Friday, I think so. Steam Deck review, Nintendo Switch review, really good traction, especially on the Steam Deck review. P5R plays amazing on Steam Deck. If you want to check out footage or anything, it's on my channel, ready to go. So you'll get my full thoughts. But of course, we're probably going to spend this entire podcast sipping over P5R. So.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. So the title of the episode, I couldn't do anything else. It's just so good to say because it still feels unreal. Persona 5 is now available on all modern platforms. Can you believe it? It's insane. It's really cool.
King Goomba won.
Yep. He certainly did. Shout out to King Goomba. We like King Goomba here. Weird things aside, Persona 5 Royal is a good game, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I have a lot of topics. I want to talk about the game itself. We'll keep it like we're gonna talk spoilers, but I don't want to talk about the final stuff in Royal, if that makes sense. But spoilers otherwise.
Yeah.
So
everything third semester stuff is off the table.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll talk about like the later game palaces and everything. It's gonna be fun. I have a lot of ideas of what we should talk. So it should be cool. Chill little stream here. We should have time to interact with you guys who are tuning in tonight. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Thank you so much. As I said in the chat, if you want to drop a quick thumbs up, it's always a big help. Helps people find the show, especially when we're live. Also, if you're listening after the stream ended. Dude, Persona 5 Royal, good game. Let me just ask you before we start, what's your story with the game? I think you have a great story to tell about your introduction to the game.
Oh God. The funny thing is, I tried to play Persona 5 because it was pretty much my first JRPG. I tried to play it 3 times before I actually got into it. See, my girlfriend that we've been dating for 7 years, I actually bought her P5 when it came out. Didn't know anything, but she talked about it a lot. She wanted the steelbook for when it first came out, so obviously I got that for her. But I had no experience with the game. Didn't really play any JRPGs. Tried Persona 5 once. My girlfriend's copy. I was like, I'll move on to something else. And then I saw it was on sale at Walmart. They marked it down $45, and it came with the controller skin. Tried it again. Ended up taking it back. Bought it a third time for $20.
That's crazy.
Tried it again. I liked it more the third time, but then I saw it was on sale digitally a few months later for like $11, and I couldn't put it down after that. Something just clicked, and that's how I got into. This is my introduction to JRPGs. So
that's so awesome. What an introduction to. Like, this game is considered peak Japanese role-playing game by thousands out there. It certainly is for me. It's like top 3 games of all time at this point. Now that I'm replaying it on my favorite system, I can safely say it's one of my favorite games of all time by far. Definitely top 3 for me. So it's really, really solid. Now, my introduction is a little different. Like, I was already into Atlus releases, not as much as I was before. Like, with Royal, yes, but with Vanilla, I was looking forward to it. Like, up until release, up until the initial reveal to release, I was, like, super hyped for it. Really excited to get into it. The game being the next HD release by Atlus after Catherine. At that point, after playing Catherine, I was like, oh my god, I need to play more HD Atlus games, because that was new to me at that point. So playing Persona 4 Golden on Vita too, it was like, oh my god, I want the next big thing. So the hype was real for P5R, like SMT5 level or close to it for sure for me. So that was special. Game was great. Of course, I say it every time I talk about it, but when I first played it, I just skipped class like very often because I wanted to experience what's coming next in this amazing game. Like who's gonna be the next victim of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. And it was, oh man, yeah, it's a really special game. It's a really special game.
Still, like playing it 3 times, and you know, I'm on my 4th playthrough now.
Same.
It's still just as fresh as the first time. I fucking love it. Yep. I mean, of course, we all have our issues with the game. What game don't I have issues with? You know, no game's perfect, but to me, this is about as close to perfect as you can get.
No, it's a really, really solid game. I heard you say you played the game on Steam Deck, and you mentioned Switch too. Did you play any of the other versions?
I haven't tried PS5, and obviously I don't have an Xbox, but I did try both Switch and Steam Deck. Great results.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. I think I heard so many good things about those 2 versions specifically. I gotta say real quick, I've always been saying the best-selling version will be this Switch version. I'm not so sure anymore, seeing how the reception to the Steam version, to the PC version, is insane. Shoutouts to Sega for doing the porting process themselves. They knew they couldn't fuck up this one on Steam. Atlus, they're still struggling with PC releases, so Sega handled the porting process for this one, which is a huge win, because if you play it on Steam PC, very solid game. Plus, it works great on Steam Deck apparently. So if you're a portable fan and you don't have a Switch, or you'd rather get 60 frames and like the top performance, you can go for Steam Deck. But as you said, my dude, the Switch version, wow,
fantastic.
It is unsurprisingly fantastic. That's how I want to say it, because I was expecting this game to be great. I was expecting this Switch version to be fine, to be what I'm playing. Perfectly stable, 30 frames per second, looks great on TV, looks great in handheld, and love it. Just a fun experience overall. If you're a portable player like myself, a big Nintendo fan, of course, I think you're going to enjoy this version. It's doing great on the eShop too right now.
Those people that said that Persona 5 couldn't run on Switch, being real quiet right now.
Yeah, so many of them too. I threw shots at them in my review because I had to.
I called them dumbasses in my review.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, it's proven someone's already hacked the game, and you can hack the game
60.
and run at 60 FPS, just not in some areas like Kichijoji and stuff like that, like the highest, like, you know, crowd count and everything. But still, otherwise, if you play in dungeons or around like little town, 60 FPS on Switch. So if you do want to hack it, that is a thing. But it's more than people don't give the Switch as much credit as I think it needs, because there have been some amazing ports, and the optimization of P5R they did a great job with it. You know, it could have been a botched port. Every port can be a botched port.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We've seen some nasty. Oh, dude.
Alan Wake remastered on Switch. This shit, it's supposed to be the remastered version of Alan Wake, and I swear to God, I played the 360 version 2 years ago on 360 hardware, not on Series X, on 360 hardware, and I swear to God, it looked better than the Switch port. So, yes, there's some crusty ports out there. I'm glad they made sure this one was polished, because it's gonna do well. It's gonna do well.
It's like the total opposite. You have Alan Wake releasing and you have P5R releasing at the same time. How you do a port versus how you don't do a port.
Exactly. Hey, let me do a couple of quick shout outs before we get into the discussion about the game itself. Kazuya, Christian, Makoto, Robert, Nexo, Demicro, Soar Speed, Matthew, welcome to the stream. Thank you all so much for being here. H2DK, Bikey, Patatis, YSL, Cutoff, Robin, Myzix, Coogan. Thank you all so much for being here. Joker 28th, Rommel, Putra, Emiya. Thank you. Honestly, I really appreciate every single one of you being here, especially with the lack of consistency with DAP. I appreciate whenever you guys are here, so it's really much appreciated. If you have some questions, we'll definitely have a dedicated section during the stream where we'll ask you guys to to give us questions so we can discuss that. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can also use super chats and ask a question for sure.
69 people watching now. Nice.
Hey, thank you so much. We can do better than this for the likes, though. I would really appreciate it, you guys, if you don't mind. That would be awesome. But thanks a lot to every single one of you, especially the ones that I missed for the shoutouts, because there's a lot of people. So appreciate it. Dude, I want to talk about the game itself now. This game's good, isn't it?
Oh my god. It's selling very well. I can tell you that. It's I think the all-time Steam players, it beat out P4G's record. It did.
And like, P4G beat records on Steam.
Hey, do you know what the best sellers above? Okay, so Persona 5 Royal is number 3 on the shop right now. Do you know what's higher than that? One.
On the
Steam Deck. I mean, on
Steam,
the Steam store. On the Steam store. Do you know what's higher than that?
The Steam
Deck?
Mm-hmm.
The Steam Deck and Modern Warfare 2, the new game.
That's insane.
That's it. I mean, of course, we don't expect it to be Call of Duty. I mean, but it's right there, dude. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I knew that this game would sell well. I think you really didn't believe me when I told you that I think the Steam port might be the best seller.
Early on, no. Before release a little bit, I remember telling you, like, I think it has potential. And now at the beginning of the stream, I said it. I'm like, I think you might be right. I think it could sell better on Steam, and it's impressive because it's $60. If it was $40, I would have given it to you back then. I was like, yep, it can do number 1 on Steam. But I know $60 games sometimes on PC, they're not always. Sometimes the price can be an issue. On consoles, we're used to that. So, but if it were 50 or even 40, that would have been way better. In my opinion, for PC sales, I still think there's a lot of potential for it to sell super well on Steam, both on Steam and Switch, I think. Okay.
Oh yeah, and the Steam port's very good. There is an issue with full screen mode. However, I think the game renders at 1440p regardless of if you have it on full screen mode. That's just a little bug. I think they're going to fix that, obviously. But other than that, it's pretty much a perfect port. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's really solid. Right now, I'm about to start. Well, I just started yesterday. Kanashiro's arc. So I'm pretty much 30 hours in. It's been great. Again, the experience is great overall. The game's good. So I beat Kamoshida's palace, Madarame's palace as well. I like them both. I think they're both good palaces. I know Kanashiro's, I don't think I enjoyed it as much. The bank.
Well, I actually like that palace. A lot of people don't, but I really like it. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. So again, I remember the locks at the ends, them turning around, and I know that's the part that I enjoyed. But the rest of the dungeon was, now that I think about it, kind of unmemorable. The rest of the palace, from what I remember. But again, I need to get to that point again.
I still like the final part with the lock. Like, you go through like the final part, and it looks like the final part of the dungeon, and you have to go what looks like a lock and everything. And I really like the dungeon. I don't think people give it enough credit.
The theme is good though.
Yes, Haru is not mid, Nexo.
Yeah, totally. She's totally mid, but
Shut the fuck up.
We're not gonna talk about that today because it's gonna turn into a mess. Well, let's start with that. Favorite character?
Ryuji.
Ryuji? Nice. Great pick.
1000%.
Honestly, I'm not as much of a fan as the bro character of the protagonist in a lot of the other games. Like Yosuke, I know Yosuke, in P4 is a character that everyone likes apparently, and quite a bit. I don't dislike him. I don't. But I don't get why people like him as much. I prefer Ryuji. I think Ryuji's great.
Oh yeah, he's a great character. Like, pretty much the first like main character I met with Persona, and everything, and he's just such a bro, dude. And I think
Yeah.
it's a shame that the way that they treated him in the game, like, you know, during that one part where after the ship and everything.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that they treated him like a joke at the end, because I think Ryuji's such a great character, a great person, and I fell in love with him immediately. Sure. I loved him, latched onto him. He was like a bro.
Oh yeah, the social link is awesome too. Like his story with the what's his port again?
I mean, he was running and everything.
He was a runner.
And,
yeah, he was a runner. Yeah. Like his story with him being a runner and how he lost his place due to Kamoshida. It's like all linked through the main, to the main story, and it just has a great idea behind it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Perfect to start off the game with. You really get it. I got attached to him really quick.
Yeah, same.
What about you? Who's your favorite character?
Well, I'm seeing in the chat Maruki. I think is a fantastic character as well. Akechi, I like Akechi as well. My favorite is Yusuke. And now I just beat Madarame's arc, and he's obviously the main character in that arc. I like him so much. I like his humor. I like the moments with him. I like his story and what happened with him with Madarame and stuff. I just think I got attached to him as a character really quickly. His confident, yeah, really, really good.
Let's not forget his and he gives you those skill cards, dude. That's really like overpowered. You can just keep on doing charge and concentrate all over again and giving them to everybody.
Yeah. And yeah, I like his design too, like Fox with the mask and stuff. I like him very, very much. But there's so many good characters. Takami's great. Maruki's freaking fantastic. Kasumi, I like quite a bit. Even On, like this character normally, you know, like the blonde girly type character. In a lot of games, they tend to be kind of mid to me. And she's awesome. Her social link is really great. You really see her evolve as a character. I like the voice actor. Most of the characters are freaking awesome, dude. So Jiro.
Most of the Phantom Thieves are really good. The only one I don't really care about is Futaba. Sorry.
I mean, yeah. There's some cringe moments. That's the thing. I don't dislike her as a character per se, but I don't particularly appreciate her either.
I'm just not the biggest fan, but otherwise I think all the Phantom Thieves are very fleshed out.
I don't like the words that you chose because there's one problem with those words.
Fuck off.
One character.
Shut the fuck up.
There's one character that's definitely not fleshed out.
Okay, that is the writer's problem. I think that she's a great character and she had a great arc in Strikers, but I know you don't like Strikers.
No, it's fine. Strikers fine. It's fine. It's really fine. I want to get back to it because I remember liking it a lot when I played it, but I just forgot all about it really quickly, except for the soundtrack. That's the thing.
Soundtrack's fire.
It was, yeah, it really is, but the rest was kind of unmemorable to me. So yeah, I have to play it again for sure. But Makoto is also a character that I like for sure. I hate her. Like in the first few palaces, she's my god, she's such a pain in the ass. But when you get her on board, I remember my mind changing completely about her.
Oh yeah, I like Makoto. She's a good character for sure. I also like Sai, Mommy.
Oh
Mommy's
god,
Sai.
Yes. Please arrest me. I did some bad things.
Makoto's great. Her sister.
Ooh. No, she's not just great. Yeah. Favorite palace.
Favorite palace.
I think the casino's up there for me.
Dude, the casino's fucking awesome. Yep. It's probably the casino. Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a good time. I mean, I'll always also like who the teacher. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh my god, the one who beat up Ryuji.
I'm sorry?
The teacher.
The teacher who beat up Ryuji?
Kamoshida. Oh my god, why can't I fucking remember that? I'm having brain rot today.
That's fine.
I like Kamoshida's palace as well. I'll always remember that being my first dungeon in the JRPG as well. I think it's very memorable. But the casino is just so the music, the Whims of Fate, such a fucking amazing. It's such a banger song, and you get to see Psy a lot more in that palace
Psy?
as well. Oh my god,
That's a win.
Destroy me, destroy me. But it's such a great palace. I love everything about it, the whole gambling thing and the final boss fight against Shadow Psy. Fantastic.
The visuals
as well.
too, right? It opened the game in such a perfect way, in my opinion. It looks, it's up there as one of the best moments in P5R with the visuals and stuff. So that was a great pick for the introduction. Plus, it makes sense with the story, obviously. But yeah, it's solid. Otherwise, I think this may be controversial. Maybe you can tell me. You've been, I think you're on social medias a little bit more than I am, so maybe you know more people's opinion. Yeah. The boat, Shido's palace. I liked it.
I like Shido's palace.
You do?
Yeah, I like Shido's
Is that
palace.
controversial?
I don't see a ton of people talking about it. I think
like
it's
it
good.
a lot. Yeah, me too.
It's like I think my least favorite dungeon is definitely Okumura's.
Okumura's. Yeah, and the thing with that's cliche, but I mean, I have to agree. Like, I don't think the puzzles are fun. I don't think they're as hard as people make it out to be. Like, play Strange Journey, and then we'll talk. But I still think they're just not fun.
Now that final boss fight the first time got me. That boss fight is fucking awful.
Yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. I don't think that the final boss is that hard. Like, I want to play it again. Like, right now I'm playing on hard difficulty in Royal, and I'm curious about that boss fight. I want to play against him again. I remember in my first playthrough of vanilla, like my first experience with P5, I played on normal, like I always do generally with my RPGs, and he didn't give me any problem.
I was a dumbass, and I was very inexperienced with JRPGs, so he gave me a big problem.
Well, you're not alone, because I heard about that a lot of times before.
There's just so much stuff wrong with that palace, including the part where you're in space, and I hate that part.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's just very like drawn out. I mean, we didn't have to have that part of the palace.
Although, I think Okumura is a great antagonist. Like what he did and stuff, I think it's original, and it's huge. Like, he's a huge target for the Phantom Thieves, and I really liked the arc overall. Even though the palace isn't the best.
I like the arc too. It gave us Haru.
God. There's a part in the dungeon that I like, though. The part when you have to like go in certain rooms and you need to beat like the generals and stuff. That part I like.
That was decent, but that's about the only bearable part. Everything from the fucking music, I hate the Okumura Palace music. I think it's one of the most annoying theme songs of a dungeon ever.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's not
bad.
that good, yeah.
I'm just glad. I always try to beat it in one day so I could just like get it over with.
I tend to do that with all their dungeons, to be honest.
I mean, they don't take it. Once you know what you're doing, and obviously we played it more than once, it's easy for us to just beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but still, I mean, when I first started playing, I remember the first time I did a dungeon in one day. Dude, that was the most satisfying feeling ever for me at the time. I loved it. I loved it so much. So, coming from someone that didn't play JRPGs that much, that was a great feeling that first time. But other than that, I think all the dungeons in P5R, except for Okumura's, are really good. And Mementos, I have a problem with. You know, I'm not a big fan of Mementos.
Me neither, to be honest.
But
It
the
reminds
main
me of
dungeons, good. Are very good.
Well, Mementos reminds me of Tartarus.
Too much of it. Yeah.
That's not a good sign. The music's way better, I think. They added Hohei and all the items and stuff. I think it's good. That part, specifically the new content, he's a good character. Is it Josei or Johei? I don't know. Every time that I pronounce it. Josei. Okay. No, I like Mementos, but I have to agree. Sometimes I can't stay there for like super long. I'm doing all the requests that I'm getting, in P5R, and for now it's been fun. But again, I'm 30 hours in, so we'll see.
Okumura's arc should have just been the mall sector from Strange Journey.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what they were aiming for, I think.
It's not that bad, guys.
No, it's not.
Like to get through that spacing, it's annoying at first. I get it. What was more annoying was the I'm going to talk about the last palace right quick. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Of course.
But there is a section right before you end it where you're like in a garden, and that one gave me a headache.
Yeah.
Because I'm dumb as fuck, and so I'm terrible with puzzles, and so that was actually kind of challenging to me with all the colors. But okay. I don't want to give any more context. But if you know, you know.
I have to play that one again, that part, because that one's been a while. So we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to beating the game completely on Switch. I want to do all the side stuff too that I never did, like some of the special battles in the Velvet Room. I didn't do all of them. I don't even remember how they're called. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, like to fight the other protagonists from previous games and stuff.
Welcome to the stream, Nom's Compendium. Let's talk about his question. What do you think of Mishima?
Mishima, I think, is a good character, to be honest. Like I saw the thread from Ozzy on Twitter. I have to agree with him. I think he's a good character. At first, when he was introduced, I thought he was like a little too intense, and it kind of got on my nerve at some point.
Right, yeah.
But he grew on me, for sure. Because right now I'm playing the game, I'm still early, and I already like him.
He works hard, dude. Like, he is he is dedicated to this cause.
He really is.
And once you take down him in Mementos and everything, I think he got a lot better. He was very in your face at first, and I think they kind of meant to be like this annoying little brother and everything, his whole arc, but I think he's a good character. I think he gets too much hate. And let's not forget, he did also get abused by Kamoshida as well. He had an arc with Kamoshida at first too.
That's one of the main reasons why I feel like he's so motivated.
Oh yeah,
because
they took him down.
Saved his ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like Mishima. What do you think, Noms, though? If you're still there. I think he's a good character, that's for sure. We didn't talk about him before, so thanks for bringing him up for sure. While we're at it, if you guys want to ask a few questions in the chat, feel free to do so. Well, we're gonna try to answer a couple of them. I think that could be interesting for sure.
I have one for you.
Yeah.
Favorite confidant that's not like part of your party.
There's a lot of good ones. Not my favorite, but I still want to bring him up because I don't think he is appreciated as he should be, and that's Yoshida, the politician. I like him quite a bit. I think he's a good character, which you hear and the dialogues, I think, in his storyline is really interesting. His backstory is really interesting. So, it's a very, very good character in my opinion.
BIPOX with a hashtag free PQ2. You know, I would like to see the PQ port. I would like to see PQ ports, and especially now that the series is out on all the platforms. I say there's no reason not to port those 3DS games at some point. But that's
sure.
Just me. Favorite non-party member confidant?
Yeah, who would that be?
I don't think Awai is talked about enough. I really like Awai and his whole situation with his son, and everything. I think he's a good character, and I don't think he's talked about quite enough. Honestly, I don't really remember one bad confidant in P5 other than that fucking get smoked kid. He's annoying as shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't care about him.
I'm looking at them up right now. It's true that IY is a good one. I'm still trying to unlock him right now. Like my guts level is still too low. I kind of remembered him being a very early confidant. So yeah, I kind of like got it twisted now. I didn't even start him yet. I like Takumi quite a bit. Oya is good too. I didn't like her that much at first.
Oya's fine. I just think that the perks that you get from helping her out mean nothing.
Yeah, for sure. But I appreciate the confidant, if that makes sense. Ifumi's good too.
Oh yeah, Hifumi's great. Yeah.
Most of them are really good. I think the better social links in this series, in my opinion.
It is a far cry from the Persona 3 social links. Like
For
a
sure.
far cry. Nam says Mishima is a very good confidant, in my opinion, one of the
Yep.
most sympathetic and understandable characters in the game. I'm head of the Mishima Defense Force. I will join you in that defense force as well. He's a great character. He can come off as an annoying little brother at times, but who doesn't? You know, I have a little sister. She got annoying. Everyone who had a little brother or sister can relate to that, and he fits that role perfectly. So
Yeah.
he's
I gotta
great.
admit, I kind of slept on him during my first playthrough. Like, I kind of avoided his moments. But I played through his social link later in my other playthroughs, and I liked him quite a bit. So shout outs to him. Do we have some questions? Who's best girl?
Sigh.
Ooh, let's go. Same time.
Sigh. For real.
Yeah.
Mommy sigh.
For sure. Are you going to complete the Thieves Den?
I don't care about the themes then.
How do you complete it? I didn't in my first playthrough, so I don't know.
I don't know.
If I have to
think
do
you
the mini game thingy, I won't. But if it's something about request or stuff and things you have to do in the main game, I might. I'll look into it for sure. Interesting question. What do you think Atlus has in store for 2023 since P4G and P3P both release in January?
I discussed this with you not too long ago.
We did.
And
we did.
Yeah, I discussed this with you too long ago, and I voiced my opinion about how I'm a little worried that we don't have anything to look forward to other than those ports. Now, I know that we got Soul Hackers 2 pretty quick last year, the announcement, and then the release was like, what, 4 or 5 months apart?
Can I cut
like
you
that.
off real quick?
Sure.
I think we'll see Soul Hackers 2 next year.
A port on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
I think that's possible.
1000%.
If not this year, next year. Well, come on. If not 2023, 2024.
It's definitely going to happen. Other than that, you know, SMT's anniversary is coming up. Maybe they're being quiet for that. I don't know. It's just that it's just weird to me because they just released P5. Soul Hackers 2 is a brand new game that just released as well. SMT 5 released in November of last year. So it's just like, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe that's why, like, maybe they're being secretive about it for some reason. I'm not, after P25, I'm not expecting much for the SMT anniversary.
I mean, for SMT, I think we can expect at least one project, and I'm not talking about a new project, but some type of digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 HD remasters. I've been talking about those ports for 2 years now, so I think that's definitely something that will happen maybe next year, maybe the year after, but it's coming in the near future, I think. In terms of Persona, I don't know if we'll see something next year, to be honest.
I don't think we will, other than P3 and P4 ports. Fivepox says P5 Arena might be a reality. I think all hope for that died with P4AU re-releasing.
Yeah, P4AU did. Ooh, it was rough.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit numbers. Dragon Ball The Breakers did almost those numbers, and that sold shitty as well. So I'm just saying.
Favorite soundtrack? Favorite track in game?
Favorite track from P5 itself? Beneath the Mask instrumental Rain. Yeah. It's dude, P5 helped me so much. When I played it, when I first went through it for the first time, I was had a lot of problems with anxiety and everything.
Yeah, for sure. There's just so many good tracks. I
It's
remember
like calmed me.
I remember in my first playthrough, it was for me it was Rivers in the Desert. Definitely.
Dude, great song.
Last Surprise was just good as well. Life Will Change, the classics, you know. But one track that is very special to me, it's a track from Royal. I don't know if you remember, it's the track that is playing when you're playing Dart, the Dart minigame. It's Kichijoji 19X.
Yeah.
199X. It's
It's a great song.
It's a remix of the Kichijoji theme from Shin Megami Tensei 1.
Great song. Banger.
It is. It really is. The shop team, the gunshot team, Layer Cake.
Great song. You know, now that you mentioned darts, how does that work? I haven't gotten to the darts section in Kichijoji yet. How does that work on the new consoles? Because I know on PS4 you had to aim with like your PS4 controller on screen and everything.
Well, I just saw the scene of the main character and Ryuji playing darts, but you don't play it yourself. So I'm about to play it. So I'll let you know once I play the mini game on Switch. But on Switch, I assume it's going to be with the gyro control because it's on the pad, it's on the tablet, and it's also on the controllers. So I think it's going to be the same thing on Switch. I don't know about PS5. Doesn't it have the detection of movements?
I would think so. I'm just not 100. I'm just wondering how it is for the PC port and everything because I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah, I'm just wondering what it's going to be for that, or Xbox even. I don't know if Xbox has the motion control thing because I don't have an Xbox. Hey, you're the one with the Xbox. You tell me.
I didn't play on it though. My Xbox it's a Forza machine, to be honest. I'll play Starfield on it next year too, but yeah.
It's a Blu-ray player.
No, I use my PS5 for Blu-rays. How much do you think Persona 5 Royal will sell? I think it will most likely sell over 2 million, 1 million on Switch, and another 1 million if we combine the other platforms, says Strat Hot TV. I think 1 million on Switch alone is a lot. I think it's possible. Same thing for 1 million on other platforms combined. Steam being the main one. But I think that might be a lot, with it being a $60 game, and with PS4 being huge in terms of install base, and P5R with the reviews that it got. I think a lot of people who would be interested in such a game already played it. So it's hard to give it a number. I would say once it's all said and done, if it's at 1 million or 1.5 million, all platforms combined, that would be good.
It won't surprise me at all. I mean, it's going to sell extremely well. I mean, it's the most accessible the series has ever been, and it's awesome. Like, if Atlus acts surprised about this, I swear to fuck, they better not be surprised at how well this sells. I mean, it's like when they were surprised at P4G having a good Steam release and selling 1 million. I'm like, come on, dude, come on, you knew.
P4G sold 1 million on Steam, yes, but it was not $60. It was $20. That makes a huge difference on Steam.
Let me ask you a question, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Do you think P4G? Do you think that was an experiment to see how well these games would do on other platforms?
I'm sorry.
Do you think that was like P4G going on to Steam? Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Do you think that was kind of an experiment for Atlus to see how well these games would do on other platforms?
Probably do, because they never did PC releases before. They had like Catherine Classic. Is that it? I think it might have been. Probably not some vanillaware game. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, I think it's possible, and they were mind blown with it. Like, it did almost as much as the Vita version, if not more.
So, I mean, it's amazing.
It did well on Vita with the low install base that it had. So,
do you think that the $60 price point for this game is fair?
I think so, man. The game's worth $60.
Yeah, I mean,
think so.
Maybe if you already have it on PS4, maybe wait for a sale. Because there is no free upgrade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I would say so. If you only want the next gen version, if you have a PC or an Xbox, if you can play it on Game Pass. Otherwise, yeah, I'd wait for a price drop on PlayStation, because paying 60 again for just the DLC costumes and 60 frames is not worth it, in my opinion. But I know the frame rate is extremely important to some people. So,
me.
Yeah.
The marketing has been on fire as well. People are talking about the marketing for this release.
The marketing has been insane. In Shibuya, did you see the clips of like the music playing on speakers and the big screens and stuff?
The voice of went to Shibuya.
That's what I saw.
And, yeah, that's insane. And last surprise.
That's special, man. It's a special game. And they did a special marketing campaign for it. You love to see it. We have some very, very, very good Discord questions. The first one comes from Majinsar. Ass or titties? That's the Discord for you.
Titties.
Oh, yeah? I'd say ass.
Titties.
To be honest.
Nah, titties.
Both,
The way
if
to go.
possible.
Why not both?
Yeah, we have one from Vish as well. What do you think about the DLC personas being so easily summonable in the beginning of the game? I
I'll
didn't
let
try
you
to
start
summon
off.
them, so how easy is it? Do you know?
Oh, it's free. Like you can get Izanagi, Narukami.
Now, like with just summon them?
Yeah, level 89. Izanagi,
What?
Narukami, Picaro. Just right off
Oh
the
my
dot,
god!
summon them at the beginning of the game.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I had no idea. I think that's a bummer, to be honest. But at the
Well,
same
you
time,
don't
like
have to do it. You don't
exactly
have
at the
to.
same time, I'm not gonna like destroy my playthrough and use them. You know?
Right. Now, it is fun to use, like, if you want to see how much damage you can do on somebody. I wouldn't recommend using him in the game at all until, like, if you want to use them until, like, one of the, like, last battles. But I just... it's one thing because they were on PS4 as well, and they did break the balancing for the games. Even, like, Kaguya Picaro, she has that Shining Arrows move. You get the light damage 4 to 8 times on every person.
Damn.
That's fucking insane. She's like level 22.
You don't need that because in that game, the game's easy, man. I'm playing on hard and I died like twice. 30
It's
hours
not a
in.
hard game.
It's not a
It's
hard
not a
game,
hard
not at all. And I didn't unlock like what are they called? The new all-out attacks. I don't have those yet. So
The show times, yeah.
the show times, yeah, I don't have those yet. So
But here's the thing though. It might be, an easier game than, an SMT Nocturne or
way
something.
easy than
I've
SMT.
never gotten bored of it. Never once have I gotten
for
bored
real.
of this
I
game.
have to agree. But dude, if you want to try it out, I'm not one who always screams like, "Hey, hard mode, hard mode, hard mode." I honestly never do it. But I'm doing it right now with P5R because I remember finding the game a little too easy, and it's been great, dude. You should give it a shot if you want. David Crow asks, do you also feel it's a bit easier to play through P5R with the portable factor and not having to sit in front of the TV? It's like that for me. Well, for me, absolutely. Now, if you've been listening to my channel for a while, you know that I like to play games on Switch because it's portable. Not necessarily to bring it with me outside of the house. I do that sometimes, but just sitting down elsewhere, laying down in bed, that's worth so much to me, especially for a game like this. Like a super long game like this, a game that is super chill, you have long dialogues and stuff, it's perfect portably. Whether you play it on Steam Deck or Switch, it's just great portable game. Just like Catherine was, with the long dialogues and stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic. Having, P3P was on PSP, P4G is on Vita.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense. I mean, the Persona games are great portably. I'm on the go a lot as well. And so not having to, my girlfriend has a PS4 at her house and a PS5. So sometimes I would remote play to my PS5 back at home, but there's still a lot of lag with that. And so it wasn't the same. And so taking this on the go, even at, being on the toilet and playing it's great too. You can take it anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
just that portable factor, you can't beat that. And for a game like this, you could just hop on 20 minutes and get off. I mean, it's great to just take it everywhere.
Yeah, dude, it's been fantastic experience playing P5R for sure. What's your favorite gameplay element in that game? What's the thing that you enjoy the most in the game when you play it?
Are we talking like combat or
In general, just when you sit down, you boot up Persona 5 Royal. What's the moment when you're playing that you're like, this is good?
combat?
One
For
combat.
Sure.
Okay.
I love. I remember when I finally figured out technical attacks and everything for the first time.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting weaknesses, I thought that was the coolest damn thing ever when I played P5 for the first time. Being my first
Magic
JRPG,
of Pressure.
it's yes. I still, to this day, I still love the press turn battle system. It's still my favorite combat system in all of gaming.
Yep.
But this is up there with it. The combat is just so much fun, and like I said earlier, I have never gotten fucking bored with it, not once.
It's a fantastic game overall. If I had to pick one moment in particular, I think it's just I think the daily life stuff in Persona 5 is so much more enjoyable than in any other game. I don't know why. Maybe it's the aesthetics with the beautiful music, the beautiful audio, how everything sounds and looks is just, it's relaxing. It's a relaxing experience. You really get into it. I love this game so much.
It's a special game. I mean,
yeah, dude.
There's a reason it's selling as well as it is before and now. I mean,
yeah, you know how sometimes I told you about that before, and you guys will heard me say something like this before. Sometimes I just like to lay down after a off day and I smoke a little bit while playing. And when I play P5, I just put down the controller sometimes. I let it play and I'm like, I smoke a little bit and it's like, great experience.
You're a menace to society, you know that, David.
It's a special, it really is a special game to me. We gushed about the game quite a bit today, but I honestly think it deserves it 1000%. Let me just ask you about the future of Persona. Let me just start with, before we talk about the elephant in the room, with Persona 6. Are we done with Persona 5? Was this the final release?
No.
You don't think so? You think we're gonna get another game and that's another spin-off?
Yes, I really think we are, to hold us off until P6 comes out. I don't think they're done. I mean, it's selling the way it is right now. I think they should definitely put Strikers on Xbox at some point now that they have P5R.
Okay. Strikers on Xbox, I can see that on Game Pass.
I can see a Strikers too. 1000%.
I don't. No, I'm good. I'd rather have.
Man, you and your Strikers just like, I don't get it.
I want a strategy RPG.
Ew.
What?
No one wants that.
Are you serious? What? I play so many strategy RPGs.
I can't.
It's a great genre. Did you even try any?
13 Sentinels.
That's an RTS.
This is the same thing.
No, I'm talking about a regular strategy RPG or like a tactical RPG. Like
no,
Fire
I can't
Emblem.
do that. Okay, the only tactical RPG I've really played is South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and that's about it.
That's mid. Isn't that a turn-based RPG?
It is, but you gotta choose like your positioning and everything for your moves.
Yeah, that was. I remember.
Now that's the sick of truth. It's just a turn-based JRPG. I mean, a turn-based.
Did you play the Trails of series?
No, I have not.
Okay, real quick. I don't want to. Oh God. Whenever I talk about Trails of, they come at me, dude. They do. That community is crazy. So, I played the Trails of Cold Steel, the first one. I played for 25 hours. Now, I know it's a long game, but I played for 25 hours before I dropped it. That's a lot. I drop my games quickly. You know that, right? You know that. Right. I drop games quickly.
Yes, I know. God of War.
I don't give them a lot of time. Play it a little bit, and if it doesn't grab me right at the beginning, I drop it. 25 hours of Trails of Cold Steel, and this combat system, dude. It's a kind of like turn-based time strategy RTS thingy. It's weird, and it dragged everything else down for me. I hated it. And I pre-ordered, I bought yesterday, actually. I bought Trails from Zero on Switch. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try Trails again. God.
I just can't get into them, man. I think Monarch was a piece of shit. Its combat system.
I like the combat system in Monarch. I think that's one of the best things in that game for sure.
It's one of the the only good thing about Monarch was the music.
The music is fantastic. Diofield Chronicles. Now Triangle Strategy. We're talking Fire Emblem as well. I pre-ordered the Tactics Ogre Reborn as well. I pre-ordered that at the same time as P5R, so that's why I don't have my steelbook of P5R yet. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm hoping for it to be good. So if we're talking Persona 6, then when are we gonna see it for the first time?
Who the fuck knows? It could be years off from now. I mean, I really think that they were going. I really thought that they were going to do it during the 25th anniversary. I really thought, but now it's like I don't know. Really have zero idea.
You remember how sure we was, dude? When they first announced the anniversary, we both were like, "Yep, they're gonna end with it, or start with it if it's closer than we think." And we didn't see it, dude. We just didn't see it. Anything. No trailer, no teaser.
I still don't understand.
It's impressive. And again, I like what they did with the anniversary because of how they ended it. I just wanted those games more accessible, and I got that. I'm happy with this anniversary. I really, really am. That being said, it's strange. It's strange. It really is. Persona 6 has a ton of potential. Dude, let me pull something up real quick here. I polled my viewers in my community tab a while back, and I asked them, do you think there's potential for Persona 6 to surpass Persona 5 Royal? What do you think the results are? What are the percentage for like yes and no?
No's probably in the 80s.
No is in the 80s, and how so 20s for yes. You have the right numbers, but you have them inverted. It's 81% for yes, 19% for no. I was surprised, dude, and that's 3,000 votes. Dude, Persona 5 Royal is so good. Imagine a Persona 6 being better critically. And we are sitting down here today, and we're gonna sit down on like a month after the game launch, after Persona 6 launch, and are we gonna gush about it more than we did today for this game? I can't believe it. That would be insane.
Like they have a tough task ahead of them. I'll tell you that. Very tough task.
Shout out to Peter Parker here with the $4.99 US super chat. Thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate it. Sup, David? Currently playing all the Persona games as a build-up to P5R. On Persona 2 Innocent Sin right now. Love the cast. Aikichi is best boy and Maya is best girl. Well, first of all, you're spitting right here. Those are definitely the best boy and best girl picks for me too. Great game as well. You're in for a treat as well with Eternal Punishment after that one. That's cool. I love to hear fans of the newer games who jumped in with the new games playing the old games as well, even though they're not accessible. I think that's awesome. And I remember, Peter, you saying you wanted to play them for the first time a while back, so I'm glad you finally did. And he also says, Trail series is GOATed, my favorite RPG series. Now, Peter, let me ask you if you're still in the chat. Again, as I said earlier, I played Trails of Cold Steel. I like the story, I like the music, and I like the characters, but the combat was too much to ask for me. I think I can enjoy Trails from Zero. I bought it yesterday. I think that's a great place to start from what I heard. So I'm giving it a shot. It's on my favorite system, so I think that's going to help. Trails of Cold Steel is a game with long-ass dialogues, and that was a PS4 game for me. So I'm hoping that this is going to be better. We'll see. Let me know what you think about starting with Trails from Zero, Peter, if you don't mind. We also have H2DK with the $5 super chat as well. Thank you so much, H2DK. Of course, saying, hey, Peter. Always following up the super chats from Peter. Appreciate the support, both of you. Honestly, it's a big help. Thank you very much. We also have Vishgod, Vishnu Anand in the chat. P5R never coming to Xbox or Switch with laughing emojis. That was a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Vish. Really appreciate it. And those comments, they were common, dude. They were common back then. Every single video of mine. That, and there's another thing. SMT5 is canceled. Right. I used to get that comment on every single one of my videos before July 2020.
Hey, to be fair, I don't blame them because they went radio silent for the longest time about it. I don't blame people for saying that. They were so radio silent.
They were assuming things.
SMT5. Yeah.
They were assuming things. And, I mean, Apocalypse did well on 3DS. I think it was fair to expect 5 on such a popular system with it being the Switch, and look how well it did. So shout out to these people that were saying that. Same thing for P5R. P5R can't run on Switch apparently. but I'm sure one of you guys listening right now is playing Persona 5 Royal on Switch. Huh.
Great.
Feels great
what
to
a
say it.
surprise. What a surprise. It runs great. A PS3, a game that released in 2016 on a console that's from 2017, runs just fine. What a fucking shocker.
Yeah. It's insane. As in 2021 gang pulled through. Let's go. We sure did.
Oh god, barely.
Dude, you were team 2022. Meaning that
Dude,
the game
it was right there.
SMT5 would have released during the 25th anniversary of Persona.
Move on.
Oh no, that was a fun debate though. That was really fun. If you guys have some other questions for us, feel free to do so for sure.
SMT Drifter in the house. Hey fellas, Drifter here. Just drop in to say hope you two lovebirds are having a fun stream.
Shout out Drifty. Hope you have a great day today. Hope you had a great day. Source Speed saying I'm playing P5 on Switch right now.
What a shocker. It runs just fine.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see the setting and what themes they focus on for P6.
When do you think they're going to show P6?
When?
You asked me.
Tokyo
When do
Game
you
Show
think it's
2023. September
I think that's fair.
2023.
I think that's fair. People are saying Tokyo Game Show this year.
Nope.
I mean, gosh, what was it? Something.
The concert.
Something. Or no, someone said the Game Awards this year.
No. Nope, can't see it.
No. They would have announced at the damn concert.
Plus, all of Keely's shows lately have been, they've been super mid. So,
Shit.
yeah, we'll see.
Can't wait for the return of the Demon Appreciation Awards.
Yeah,
Stray is going to win every award.
Definitely not.
It's better than Xenoblade
Hey.
3.
Oh my god. Nier Automata is a great thing to brought up. It's a great game to bring up as well with the Switch port. It's amazing on Switch apparently. And that's a game that I honestly, if it was not on the system right now, I could see it being rough to play on Switch because that's an action game with big and beautiful graphics. Persona 5 is a freaking enhanced PS3 release. A slow ass turn-based RPG. Like, come on.
It's Nier runs great on Switch. Now, I know most people are going to say I'd rather play Nier at 60, and that's fine. It is an action game, but the fact that they were able to port it onto a little cartridge, put it onto this really underpowered, compared to this generation of consoles, at least really underpowered machine, and have it perform well, that's great. You really have to take time and effort in developing these Switch ports. You need to know what you're doing. And, games like Alan Wake, WWE 2K18,
Ooh, that
Ark,
was rough.
the first Ark, when Ark was first ported as well, that was god-awful.
It was.
Take their time. There is no reason that P5 Ark can run on Switch and Kingdom Hearts can't.
Oh my god. Dude. Honestly, Kingdom Hearts being cloud versions on Switch is next in line with bad decisions for Switch.
The only way those games could have failed on this console
was the cloud versions.
Yes, the only way it could have failed.
The only way. Dude, Persona 5 Royal was the number one dumbass reasons the dumbass move that I could see from a publisher. With it being stuck on PlayStation, that was the worst thing that I could imagine. Kingdom Hearts cloud versions on Switch is next. For sure. It's second. Like,
I still can't believe they did that. One thing just to say about Kingdom Hearts 3, I can see where there's a lot of compromises that need to be made, but other than that, all the rest of them, they would be just fine. You don't need cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Come on, dude.
Exactly.
Square's so fucking dumb.
It depends. They're doing some good things. Like, I'm glad to see Tactics Ogre again in November. They have a solid lineup. They have Crisis Core, which looks awesome. FF16
Crisis Core, yes,
has a lot of potential too. So Dragon Quest 3 Remake is one of my most anticipated games. They're doing some good stuff, but damn, that was weird. The
most questionable move ever is having cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on Switch.
Definitely.
That's like top 5 questionable moves for me. Like,
Oh
why?
yeah, by far.
Why?
For sure.
Why?
Peter Parker with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, mate. Really do appreciate that. Trails in the Sky would be the best place to start, but since it's not on Switch, Zero would be your next best to start. Cold Steel has the best combat, in my opinion. See, I can see the quality. It was just not for me, specifically with Cold Steel. I really couldn't get into it, and it sucks because, again, I like everything else in the games. That's why I was able to play it for so long before dropping it. Maybe I'll play it again at some point. I know it's getting a Switch release on in Japan, but I don't know about a localization, so we'll see.
Before we get from talking about the future of Persona and everything, what do you think about those? I know you've made a video on it, but the Persona 3 remake rumors. What do you think about that?
The rumors, I think, are baseless, to be honest. I still think it's worth talking about a Persona 3 remake, because I think it's possible at some point. Them porting Portable still feels odd, to be perfectly honest with you. I still think it's strange. While I don't mind it myself, I think it's a strange decision, because I feel like it would have been really easy to add party controls to FES and to make it super sellable to Persona 4 and Persona 5 fans. P3P will be a harder sell, I think.
Right.
I can see it.
These rumors don't make any sense to me, and this pretty much took the words out of my mouth. A Persona 3 remake doesn't make any fucking sense right now, now that they're porting Persona 3 Portable.
Exactly.
It makes no fucking sense.
But
why
the
would
key
they do
words that you said are right now. After, I'm thinking after Persona 6, because right now they have momentum. They don't want to break that with a remake. They want to have their next big thing. And if Persona 6 is a banger, the next game is a remake for Persona 3. I can see it, to be honest. But right now, it makes no sense. Yeah.
But that's the same thing as saying Persona 5 doesn't need a remake right now. It could happen eventually. It could happen in 2042. I mean, they're not going to do a Persona 3 remake any fucking time soon.
No, but I'm talking like in the next 5 to 7 years.
No, I just don't see it. I think that I would much rather them put their resources to making P6 as good as possible than to have a P3 remake. Same. We don't need a P3 remake. I'm sorry.
We'll have to see. SMT5 we both think is very, very solid, Stefanos.
Still my favorite JRPG.
It's
even
amazing.
More than P5R. Sorry.
I wouldn't rank it above it, except for both. I think the soundtrack and the combat is better in SMT5. And that's insane because I adore both the combat and soundtrack in Royal, but SMT5 is a 10 out of 10 in those areas. Everything else I would have to give to P5R, unfortunately. Even if I adore 5, I'm with you. I think it's a fantastic game, but...
Oh yeah, the story of P5R and the characters are like 20 times better.
Yeah,
but
easily.
For me, where SMT5 shines is combat.
The combat is...
The world is great. I absolutely love the world of SMT5 and exploring it.
Dude, the combat at SMT5 I think is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's near perfect.
Yeah, it really is. Do we have some other questions in the chat? Yes, we have one with a man of culture with a Majima profile picture. Hey, how do you guys feel about Persona 6 being locked in as a 2-year timed exclusive for PlayStation, with Sony also negotiating with Sega for Yakuza to become a PlayStation exclusive as well? I'm not sure what you're referring to with the Yakuza Sega exclusivity thing.
I haven't heard anything about that at all.
Me neither. So if you want to clarify that, Romo, that would be good. Otherwise, I still think I understand your question. I think Sony could absolutely pay for Persona exclusivity. But, well, this time they're going to pay for it, I think. Because Atlus now is aware of the power of multi-platform. So I think it's possible that Sony wants to pay, just like they're doing for FF7 Remake. Because you got to think about it, guys. Yes, Persona's a big selling series now, but the numbers that it's doing critically, that's worth a ton to a console manufacturer. Because whenever you're talking about, I have a PlayStation, and that's the reason why PlayStation is so good. Those people, even if they didn't play it, they're bringing up Persona 5. They're like, we have Persona 5 as an exclusive. That's what they were saying before, fanboys, and that's worth a lot to a console manufacturer. So I think it's possible for Sony to pay for exclusivity. So I can see, and I'm talking console exclusivity, I can see Persona 6 launching day one on Steam.
I can see it.
Yeah?
I can see it. I still think they'd be dumb to have it on the one console at launch.
I agree. Best case scenario to me would be all platforms like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Yeah.
One thing, because Nintendo brought out that bag for SMT5. It's one thing to be exclusive to like that. So maybe it may be exclusive to like a year or two, like you guys said, but I just don't see it just staying on one platform all the time. I just don't see it. PS5 and Steam Day 1 at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have to agree on that one. We'll see though. I'm really looking forward to it. Project Refantasy is something that we need to see like now.
Project Re what?
Yeah. Can't blame you. That's what I'm looking for now. I'm looking forward to that right now. Like before the concert, a week before the concert, right before they confirmed that we were not going to get Persona 6 news at the concert, when I was very sure we were going to get P6, that was right before they said that, I was thinking, I'm not that ready for P6, I feel like. With all the ports coming, with potentially another spin-off, I'm ready for something different before I get into P6. Give me Refantasy, like next year, what they could do. And I know it's crazy. I'm not called a dumbass with actual expectations for no reason, okay? Hear me out. Next year, February, right? January 19th is when we get Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable. After January 19th, on January 20th, we have no idea what's next for Atlus. February 2022 is when they revealed Soul Hackers 2. August is when Soul Hackers 2 released. Project Refantasy full reveal in February. All platforms release in August, just like Soul Hackers. I can see it.
Well, like you said, we have no idea what's going to happen.
So it makes sense.
So with SMT5 releasing last year, Soul Hackers 2, and obviously they're not going to say, hey, here's Persona 6 and it's releasing in 4 months. They're not going to do it. Refantasy would make the most sense.
I can see it. With the it could live next to the SMT 30th. Sorry.
Yeah.
It could live with that. Like a DDS 1 and 2 HD remaster in March wouldn't do anything to hurt Refantasy.
I gotta say though, I'm way more happy about RGG's presence this past year than I am anything about Persona 25th anniversary.
They're insane. We can't really compare them to anyone. They're out of the leagues of anyone else, to be honest.
People are going to be like, oh, but it's like the same game over and over again, bro. Look at what RGG did. They pulled up in one fucking day. Announced, we got our first look at Yakuza 8. We got a new Kiryu game that's coming out. We got some information about that. We got Judgment Steam ports at the exact same time.
Last Judgment.
Yeah. And we got fucking Like a Dragon Ishin as well. I mean, they just fucking pulled up, did all that shit in one day, and said, fuck it. We're done. I wish Persona 25th would have been more like that.
Yeah. Hey, Ishin in February. Oh my god, I'm ready. I am extremely excited for this one. This is the next game for me. The next big game now that P5R is out, because I was really looking forward to playing P5R. That's my game in February.
That's going to be the game to take me off of P4G on Switch. I'm going to put down P4G on Switch for that game right there.
Same. For sure.
And the fact that it's coming on to all platforms at launch. We're not just talking awesome. PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Steam, everything. It's just fucking awesome. RGG hit it out of the park, and I really hope Atlus learns a thing or two from this anniversary.
For sure.
We didn't need to wait all year for them to announce 3 ports. We didn't need to wait a year for that. I'm glad that we got them.
Right.
Very glad that we got them. but the timing of everything was so shit. Sorry.
I think Atlus staff would agree, to be honest.
Right.
So, yeah.
I feel sorry for the social media people that have to tweet this stuff out.
Yeah. For real. For real. And I think now would be a good time to wrap things up. Any final words? Anything you want to add for Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal? I hope you guys are all enjoying your time with it.
Persona 5 Royal, so glad people get to experience it. No game's perfect, but to me, this is almost as close to perfect as you can get. And one final word about not Persona is Like a Dragon Ishin is going to be Game of the Year next year.
Seems likely. Seems really likely.
Just saying.
Hey, y'all. King, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. It was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to check out King Narukami 45, twitter.com if you want to, but I suggest checking out his YouTube channel. The Persona 5 Royal content was really good. I really liked it.
Stay away from Twitter at all possible. Not just my Twitter account, all of Twitter. Fuck Twitter.
That's probably the best thing to do.
I hate that place. I hate that place.
Yeah. I thank you all so much for joining us, for real. You have a great upcoming week, and please enjoy Persona 5 Royal. Bye, y'all.
Yes.